Welcome in, beautiful soul. This is Dahlia with Spiritual Society, and today your loved one who has passed over to the other side has a message for you now. My grandmother, Arlene, recently crossed over this past Valentine's Day, and so I am dedicating this reading to her memory. Think of your loved one right now. Take a deep breath and choose the card or spell jar that calls out to you now. 1, 2, or 3. Welcome in, card number 1. You were drawn to the love spell jar and the card surrender. The overall message from your loved one at this time is that surrendering can be one of the hardest things to do. Trusting that we can achieve more by loosening our control can take great courage. When control is released, so too is resistance. One of the biggest skills we can learn is to get out of our own way. When we are in a receptive place, we are open to a world of opportunities, and the great mysteries can unveil themselves. The mind loves to control the outcome, but this only creates limitations. It can feel scary, but when we allow ourselves to be caught by the universe, myriad possibilities open to us. This painting is called A Star is Born, and its message is about becoming the star you came here to be. You can reach your peak life experience through surrendering and allowing who and what you truly are to flourish. Today, be more by doing and trying less. Loosen your hold on the reins and know that the universe and I will catch you. Trust, even though things are not as you imagined. Stay poised and aligned with your purpose. At the last minute, the situation will reveal its magic. All right, beautiful soul, let's take a deeper look and see what your loved one wants you to know about the path that you are currently on at this time. We have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is about being depressed, sad, despondent, frustrated, basically seeing the empty cups or what is not going right in your life, seeing life and your situation as the glass half empty versus the glass half full. So overall, your loved one is aware and understanding that at this time, you don't feel the best about your situation. You might feel almost incapable of seeing the bright side. Perhaps where you are, this could be in relationship, in your lifestyle, your personal pursuits, your career. Take what resonates with you specifically and what area of your life feels like it's just not working no matter how hard you try, which goes back to this surrender card. Because oftentimes the reason why the Four of Cups can feel so heavy, why life can feel so disappointing and challenging, is because we have not yet accepted the situation as it is. The higher self's point of view always knows that challenges are opportunities for growth. It's most often the most painful and difficult scenarios in your life that teach you the most and help you grow and become who you are. So the interesting image on this card is that there are 3 empty cups. And that's what we're focused on. The empty cups, meaning what's going wrong, what's not working out, what's not moving forward in the way that we want. But the universe is holding out a new cup, a new opportunity, a new choice point. But yet, because our focus is on the negatives or the downsides, we don't see the opportunity. The opportunity is a perspective shift away. And the easiest way to shift into the perspective of how surrender can lead to a challenge becoming an opportunity is through gratitude. Because no matter how difficult your situation is, your loved one is saying there's always something to be grateful for. And gratitude is the life hack, is the cheat code that you need to change your mind from what's going wrong to actually how much right you have in your life. So your loved one is reminding you at this time that no matter how challenging your situation may appear to be at this time, if you actually surrender into how it could be serving you, what you may be able to learn from it, and how you may be able to grow, and how that actually may mean that it's helping you progress, that will allow you to feel more empowered by your situation and less like a victim, less like things are just never working out or that you can't see how this situation will get any better. You will start to feel a sense of peace and grace, that your situation is actually working out far better than you can expect or predict at this time. Let's get another card for this question. What does your loved one want you to know most about your situation at this time? Wow, we have the Five of Cups now. The Five of Cups is about grief and loss. And what's interesting is that the same symbolism here is true, that there are three cups that are no longer standing like in the Four of Cups, but they've actually tipped over and their contents are spilled. So the glass is not even half empty at this point. It's just completely empty. But we do also have two cups that are upright, that are full. But in this card, the individual's back is turned towards the cups that are still upright and full. So the same energy is true in this card, that you do have to surrender to or accept some kind of loss at this time. It could be the loss of this particular loved one, like in my case, and I am drawn to this reading myself. It could be the loss of a romantic relationship or a friendship. It could be the loss of a job or a career or a home or any situation that really means a lot to you. And the only way to move through it successfully at this time is to allow yourself to grieve. Grieve what was, appreciate the good, learn from the bad or the challenging, but don't allow yourself to get stuck in guilt, to get stuck in shame. Don't allow the weight of grief, guilt, shame, or regret to prevent you from seeing the positives, the silver linings, how much you have in your life at this time, truly, truly to be grateful for. Simply having another breath, another chance, your loved one is saying, is something to be grateful for. Let's get another card for this question. What does your loved one want you to know most about your life path at this time? What do you need to know about anything you're currently facing? Wow, so many cups and they're in a progression. That is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Okay, so the Six of Cups is about the past, nostalgia, memories. You could actually be grieving the loss and the memory of this particular loved one very deeply. It could be something that happened very recently, such as the case of my grandmother. And if that is true, your loved one wants you to know that they are happy, that they are at peace, that they can now see the bigger picture, that they want you to focus on the bigger picture, not the guilt or the shame of the past, not on what you are grieving or what you have lost. It's time to turn your back towards the past, appreciate it for what it gave you, learn from the lessons, but move forward towards your dreams, move forward towards your goals. This particular loved one is saying they are proud of you. They may not have told you that a lot while they were with you in the physical, but they admire your tenacity, your progress, your momentum, your passion, and the way you move towards those big life goals and dreams in your life with courage and boldness. And in order to move through this time with the most grace, they don't want you to be too focused on what could have been. They want you to more focus on where you're going and where your heart is calling you towards. And they want you to know that they will be with you, guiding you, protecting you, and inspiring you step by step as you take the leap towards this new adventure in your life. Okay, beautiful soul. Now let's take a look at the question, how does your loved one suggest that you find comfort and guidance in the challenges that you are facing right now? How does your loved one suggest you find comfort and guidance in the challenges that you are facing? We have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is about opening your heart, allowing love, grace, peace, divine inspiration to guide and lead you forward. The most graceful way to work through grief and loss is love, to hold on to the fondness of the memories, the bond, the spiritual bond that is unbreakable. So no matter what kind of loss you are facing in particular at this time, your loved one is reminding you to keep your heart open. Do not shut down because of guilt or fear or shame or regret. Do not allow any heavy or negative emotions from looking at what could have been or what's gone wrong or what you can no longer do. Don't allow those emotions or those thoughts to repress you. Open up through unconditional love and divine possibility, a new chance. There's always a new chance as long as you have the breath of life. Let's get another card. How does your loved one suggest you find comfort and guidance through the challenges you may be facing at this time? We have the Page of Cups. I love this. So much Cups energy in this reading. This is about being sensitive, being open to dreaming about the possibilities. So again, this reminds me about finding comfort in the freshness of a new choice. Each day, each new breath, each new moment is a new opportunity. So don't shut down your heart because of the past, what you've lost, or any of those negative, heavy emotions or thoughts that would make you feel or think that you have no other options, that life is not going to get better or feel better or be this miraculous grand adventure that it truly is. Do not allow the pessimism of what's gone wrong to prevent you from being open, your heart being open, your eyes being open, your spirit being open to the miraculous and the freshness of each new breath, each new day. Let's get another card. How does your loved one suggest you find comfort and guidance through the challenges you may be facing at this time? Wow, another Cups card. We have the Queen of Cups. This is about leaning into your intuition, your feminine essence, your resting, not forcing, not pushing, but deeply surrendering and flowing to the moment. If you need to grieve, if you need to cry, if you need to allow the emotions to move through you, allow them with grace. You don't need to resist them or try to push them down or repress them or be angry that you have them. Allow whatever emotion that needs to come and move through you to do so. But also give yourself the grace and the compassion of knowing that this isn't the end for you. Now, beautiful soul, let's answer the question, what aspect of your life does your loved one want you to pay more attention to at this time for personal growth? What aspect of your life does your loved one want you to pay more attention to at this time for your personal growth? Wow, we have the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is about your long-lasting legacy, building inner and outer security, building up your long-term and financial goals that you have for the future. So this reminds me of that Two of Wands, that rather than focusing on the past, they want you to focus on the future and what you're working towards. You can't control or change the past. You can only surrender and accept what's happened and what's gone already. However, you can always look forward to a fresh start. And nothing is impossible to you if you have a new day, a new breath. So your loved one is saying, what big life goal do you have for yourself that would bring you long-lasting security, no matter what age or stage of life you are in? Focus on that. That is what you should be putting your energy and effort into, because you can always accomplish a new goal, but you cannot change what you have lost. For some of you, I am receiving the message that you have or will receive an inheritance from this particular loved one, and it is their desire that it will bring you more of a feeling of financial security, and they want you to utilize that towards your long-term goals and financial well-being. And for some of you, I am receiving the message that it is time for you to prepare your will or your inheritances that you are going to pass on to your future loved ones as well. So take what resonates with you and where you are personally, but that is just an additional message that wanted to come through at this time. So let's go ahead and take a deeper look at this question. What aspect of your life does your loved one want you to pay more attention to at this time for your personal growth? Wow, we have the Empress. So we're definitely moving from emotional energy to more of that Pentacles, earthy, physical, material, grounded reality. The Empress means that your loved one wants you to focus on your foundations of physical well-being, meaning prioritize your physical body, prioritize feeling, looking good, eating good, resting good, getting physical activity, making sure your needs are met, and also that you're prioritizing your beauty, your luxury, your feeling of inner abundance, and that will support your outer abundance as well. So I'm getting the sense that if you are grieving the loss of a family member, a friend, a romantic partner, or even a life path or an identity at this time, filling up your own cup, focusing on your well-being, your self-care, your physical sense of looking good, beautifying yourself, beautifying your home and your surroundings is going to make you feel abundant, which is going to make you allow you to attract and draw in abundance as well, which will move you forward towards that outer security that the 10 of Pentacles is suggesting. So basically, I'm getting the message that if you take care of you, an opportunity for financial reward will open up as well. Your well-being is going to open an opportunity for more abundance. So prioritize that the most in your life at this time. Let's get another card. What does your loved one want you to focus on at this time? We have the Three of Pentacles. So this is about working together with a partner, whether this is a romantic partner or a business partner or even a community. If you are looking forward towards more Aquarian themes of building sustainable, long-lasting communities of people working together and building together, take what resonates with you. So the best way to move forward at this time is to find a partner or a community that you can be abundant with, that you can pull your resources, your ideas, your energy, and your efforts collectively to move towards a long-term big picture goal. So if this is in the terms of romantic partners, your loved one wants you to think seriously about who you can build the 10 of Pentacles with. It's a time for you to not allow superficial situationships or relationships that have no long-term gain or benefit to be present in your life. Your loved one is saying it's time to be really focused on who you can build with long-term. All right, beautiful soul, let's continue to move forward and see what is one thing that your loved one wishes they could share with you at this time. What does your loved one most wish they could share with you at this time? They're watching your life and guiding you from the spiritual realm. And if you could hear them, what would they want you to know? We have the Tower. Wow, let me get a clarifying card. What do they want you to know? What would they say to you about the Tower? Ooh, I love this energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles. One thing I love about the Tower is that, yes, it has chaos and destruction and unexpected loss and change that could feel overwhelming and devastating, but there's always a seed of potential opportunity that is ripe, that is coming from the ashes of the former flames of your relationship or your identity or your life path. Whatever difficulties or challenges that you may have experienced recently, they are soil for the new seeds that you are planting. So that's what your loved one would say to you at this time, is that yes, Tower moments are chaotic, but they are the shock to the system that is necessary to wake you up, to move you forward. So if you can surrender and accept that although painful and challenging, they are ripe opportunities for your progress and for your future, you can lean into those moments with a little more flow, a little more grace, a little more acceptance that this is working towards my good. Okay, that's what they want you to know. This situation, these challenges, if you surrender, will become opportunities which you can plant the seed for your long-term security, abundance, whatever desires that you have, whatever you want to move towards and work towards in your life. Those seeds can be planted in the soil of tower moments. Let's get another card. What would your loved one say to you right now if they could? We have the Five of Swords. Some of you are in conflict unnecessarily because you're fighting to win. This could be fighting to win in a divorce or custody. This could be fighting to win in a legal battle with a job or a workplace or an industry. This could be fighting to win with a political situation in your environment. This could be fighting to win or force progress where you think all there is stagnancy and conflict. Wherever you're fighting to win, your loved one is saying, put down the sword, because if you surrender into the moment instead of fighting it, it will benefit you. You will win. You will come out on top if you surrender and stop fighting. Acceptance is key in your scenario. We have the Queen of Pentacles. You don't have to fight for what you already have. That's what they're saying. The Queen of Pentacles means you have everything within, just like the Empress. You do have to pour into your own cup. You cannot continue to fight or overgive or prioritize what's not working. You do have to practice self-care and affirm the best for yourself, but that is the resourcefulness that comes from within. So your loved one is saying you don't have to fight to win for what you already have within yourself. Everything you need is just a perspective shift away. And if you can see this quote unquote fight or this conflict or this challenge as an opportunity to plant new seeds, it will quicker come to your advantage. You will win the fight that you are trying, that you are battling for, if you actually surrender and accept and realize that everything you're fighting for is already within you. All right, beautiful soul. Now we're going to answer the question, how can you connect with your loved one's spirit and energy in your everyday life? We have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is about being frustrated, depressed, kept up awake at night by anxiety and worst case scenarios. So if you ever find yourself lying awake at night, let's say 3 a.m., 4 a.m., that is the time when the spirit realm is most open, most perceptible. They call it the witching hour because the veil is thin when life is most still. So your loved one is saying how you can most connect to their energy is during those times where you're lying awake at night, 2, 3, 4 a.m. Connect to their memory like that Six of Cups. Recall the love and the bond that you share. And whatever you are frustrated or worried or anxious about, ask them to help you resolve it. Ask for their guidance and their inspiration and their protection. And when you ask, expect that the answer and the help will come. So your loved one wants to connect with you at those times when you might be lying up awake at night, and they want you to ask them for support and guidance so that they can help you move through your situation with less anxiety and more peace. Let's get another card. We have the Six of Wands. This is about being seen, valued, and recognized. So I am reminded again of how proud your loved one is of you. Whether they said it or not, they want you to know that they deeply value who you are and they cherish you. They see you, they recognize you. If there were any words that they never spoke to you that you needed to hear, they want you to offer them now. Whatever word that is, fill it in the blank now. They see you, they recognize you, and they validate you for who you are. And they understand the challenges that you're facing, and they know how capable you are at this time. Let's get another card for this question. How does your loved one want you to connect with their spirit and energy in your everyday life? We have the High Priestess. Through your intuition. Remember what I said, that during the witching hour or late at night when you might be kept up awake by worries, fears, or anxieties, that is when you can open up to your intuition and connect to the voice of your loved one who has passed over. So in the still, quiet moments when you are asking for help, inspiration, and guidance, listen for their voice. You will hear the sound of their voice echoing through your intuition, whether it sounds like them or it sounds like the words that they would normally share with you. Your loved one will communicate with you and inspire you and guide you through your own intuition. So listen carefully and take action to any guidance that they inspire through your own quiet voice within. And lastly, beautiful soul, let's find out what reassurance your loved one has for your life path and your situation at this time. Beautiful energy. We have the Six of Swords, which means that you are moving on from the pain and the challenges of the past towards a new day, a new breath, a fresh start, inner and outer well-being. So this again is a reminder to not cling to the pain of the past, to not try to control what you've lost or what has gone. Do not fight. It's time to put down the sword. It's time to surrender, to accept, to move forward towards the security and the well-being that you are building now and in the future. Let's get another card. What reassurance does your loved one have for you at this time? We have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is about heartbreak, pain, and loss. Let's get another card to clarify. What does your loved one want you to know about the Three of Swords? What reassurance do they have about your situation and your life path at this time? We have the Knight of Pentacles. This reminds me of the saying, time heals all wounds. The Three of Swords, again, is about the sting of heartbreak and loss. With the Knight of Pentacles, this is about patience and perseverance towards long-term growth. So this reminds me of the overall energy that your loved one wants you to focus on, what you're moving towards and what you're building. So the reassurance that they are offering you here is that, number one, you can grieve in your own time And that although the memories and the love will never fade, the sting of the loss will give way towards a peaceful acceptance. And remember, I'm continuing to get this overall theme of there's always a new day. As long as there's the breath of life, then you have a new moment, a new day, and a fresh start. So with time, you will both overcome the sting of loss, and you will continue to live. You'll continue to be. You'll continue to grow. You'll continue to dream. You'll continue to build. And that building, that dreaming, is what's going to call you forward towards life, towards living, towards laughter, towards more opportunities to simply be. All right, my beautiful soul, I do hope this reading served you and that it resonated deeply and gave you peace and clarity from your loved one. If you resonate and you want to claim this message for yourself, comment a butterfly emoji down below and like this video now. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe as we release new readings every week you don't want to miss. And in the event you would like a deeper personal reading for yourself, the link is available in the description box below to book that at any time. Until the next time I get to read for you, beautiful soul, I'm sending you so much peace and love. Welcome in card number 2. You were drawn to the Luck and Abundance spell jar and the card Manifestia. The overall message your loved one wants you to receive at this time is that you can decide how you want to live. The universe is in full support of you choosing to step into the optimal version of yourself. Dream big, then dream bigger. Now is a great time to start the projects you have been considering. All it takes is some pollination. In the realms of making magic happen, we say, as above, so below. So start planting your dream seeds and nourish the soil with enthusiasm for what can and will be. Feel your dream in its entirety as if it is already happening, and then let it go. Let all sense of control or direction go. Do not try to manage it. Feel how beautiful your dream's fruition will be, but then leave it alone to flourish as it will. Any sense of desperation or neediness will only delay its progress. Germinate your dream seeds in the present tense with positive terminology. Rather than thinking in terms of what you don't want, focus on what you do want as if you already have it. And let the subconscious hear the key words and bring you more of this. Manifest from the heart, overcome fear, take strong, positive action, and let go of the outcome. Know and trust that your dreams are already on their way and expect to see results. All right, beautiful soul. So the overall message your loved one wants you to receive at this time is that it's time to dream big. It's time to plant the seeds and water and nurture them and expect the results of what you deeply desire. Instead of focusing on what you don't want, focusing on what's going wrong, it's time to redirect all your energy and focus in the positive expectancy of what you deeply desire. Your loved one has given you the blueprint of manifestation. Dream, believe, expect, let go. All right, beautiful soul, let's take a deeper look at what your loved one wants to let you know about your current life path. They are asking you, inspiring you to implement the projects, the desires, the dreams that you have been holding on to for some time. So what do they want you to know about these dreams, projects, and direction in your life? What do they want you to know about your life path overall? Oh my gosh, we have the world. Your loved one is saying, you have learned all you need to learn. Oftentimes, we talk about the manifestation journey in terms of shadow work and all the healing that we need to do by overcoming limiting beliefs. And I've seen some of you in the comments saying, how much longer do I need to heal? I've done the work. I get it, beautiful soul. I've been there. I'm still doing the work. I'm still a novice when it comes to these things because if you're not growing, you're dying. But the overall message that your loved one is telling you right now is that you've done enough work. You've done enough healing. You've learned the lessons. Now it's time to implement them because at some point, sometimes we just need to stop suffering. Sometimes we need to stop learning and we need to implement. So your loved one is saying at this time, enough imposter syndrome, enough feeling like you need to learn more or heal more or do more to be worthy of the dreams that you just need to accept and allow. That's it. Accept and allow. The world is about reaching a new height, a graduation energy, a moment of celebration that you should feel excited and proud of all the hard work, all the heavy lifting, all the shadow work and healing that you've already done. You should clap for yourself, pat yourself on the back, and now dream big, expect big. You are ready to move on to this next stage. This is giving me like you just graduated college and you landed your big dream job and you're ready to hit the ground running. You don't have to worry about what's next. You just need to move forward towards that big dream, that big goal. It's already prepared for you. That's what your loved one is saying. Let's answer this question again. What does your loved one want you to know about your current projects, dreams, and life path? We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, so whatever you're going through right now, your loved ones don't want you to see it as a burden or a challenge. You know, the Ten of Swords is about being backstabbed, being betrayed, being torn down by people, places, or situations in our life where we just feel overwhelmed, destitute, like life is not working out in our favor. So, because this is upside down, your loved ones are basically saying, take the swords out of your back. You're not a victim. Whatever happened in the past, you don't need to hold on to it as a badge of honor for your story because that's only preventing success. So, what success do you aspire to have in your life? Is it in your love life? Is it in your career or your finances? Is it in your dreams and just your personal life path and your lifestyle? What area of success do you aspire to have? And what suffering or pain or limitation that happened up until this point might you still be holding on to that you need to graduate from? That's why your loved one is saying at some point, healing just needs to turn into health and wholeness rather than continuing to be an ongoing process that just needs to reach a culmination. So overall, your loved one is suggesting that if you are still holding on to suffering or pain or a story of the past that is not what you want to move towards in the future, then it's time to let it go. And I'm just getting the reminder that you can actually change the past by creating a new memory of the story that happened. So, if something devastating happened to you or something mildly inconvenient happened to you in your day, you can go back to that memory and replay it happening in your favor. And this emotionally disarms you of the charge of what happened to you because it's not the memory, it's the emotional energy that we continue to invest in what happened to us that affects our future momentum. So rewrite memories of painful stories by just using your imagination and imagining a different outcome in that scenario to reduce the emotional charge of negativity around that situation. So let's get another card. What does your loved one want you to know overall about your life path, your new projects, your new dreams, moving forward in life, manifesting anything you want? What does your loved one want you to know overall? We have the Death card. Okay, yes. So this is huge confirmation of what I just said, that your loved one is basically saying that everything that happened to you that was painful or traumatic was not meant to break you, but to rebirth you, to be the fuel for the new story, to be the strength and the resiliency and the knowing of your inherent capability. Because, beautiful soul, if you got through that, you can get through anything. So the 10 of swords is upside down because your loved one is saying that story is not meant to be the end all be all for you. It's meant to be one moment in time that you allow yourself to be reborn from the ashes of that scenario and to fly higher, to be and dream bigger and bolder. All right, beautiful soul. So you are about to be reborn from caterpillar status to butterfly status. And the gateway to that is to accept the pain of the past as simply the cocoon phase where you melt into a pool of goo, just so that you can reconstruct yourself based on that pain, based on that challenge, and use that as inspiration and wisdom to move you forward, not get stuck there and just continue to be a puddle of goo. It's time to reconstruct yourself and allow that to be a culmination and an ending so that you can use it as fuel and momentum to move you forward to this next phase. Your loved one is saying, it's already done. It's already done. It's already done. Period. Put down the badge of honor, the story, the negativity, the pain. It was all beautiful. It all served. Now you're about to see what it was all about. All right, beautiful soul. Let's take a deeper look at the challenges that you might be facing right now and see how your loved one wants to guide you through them so that you can execute on this positive momentum for manifestation in your life. What guidance does your loved one want you to utilize at this time to overcome your challenges with grace? Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Couldn't have chosen a more perfect card for this question. We have the Six of Swords, literally about moving on, about a transition period from the pain of the past towards a more aligned future, something that is more fulfilling emotionally, physically, in every aspect. So, as far as guidance that your loved one wants you to utilize, is simply knowing that you are moving on. The caterpillar, once it goes into the cocoon, cannot go back to being a caterpillar. It must just accept, lean into the process of the undoing of what it was and the allowance of what it is becoming. It has no idea. The caterpillar has no idea. If it had a consciousness the way humans do, it would probably think it's dying. It would probably just say, woe is me. This is it. I am a victim of fate. But the caterpillar doesn't know what's happening. It does not know that it's not dying. It's being reborn into something so much more beautiful with gifts and skills and talents and beauty that it did not have before. And so, as part of this guidance, your loved one is saying, you do not know how beautiful you are becoming. Sometimes the only thing you can do is accept the unknown. Because as you plant the seed of intention and focus your energy on what you want and not what was, on the beauty of the potential instead of the pain of the past, the only thing you can do then is just lean into accepting the unknown of how it's going to unfold and be present with the beauty of who you are already. The acceptance of, yes, it was challenging, but it did not break you. You are still here. You are still alive. You conquered. You overcame. So now all you have to do is remove the swords out of your back. Let's answer this question again. What guidance does your loved one want to give you at this time to overcome any challenges, to move forward towards greater emotional, physical fulfillment in your life? We have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, I did want to mention when I was speaking about the unknown, about the feeling of being like a caterpillar going into a cocoon and dying. The only thing that you need to do is just accept that something is happening that you don't understand. But as long as you hold on to that seed of potential of what you want, then you allow it to unfold and you just accept that you don't know how that's going to happen. But that is similar, I'm reminded now, that is similar to the process of being a farmer and literally planting a seed in the soil. Because once you plant a seed in the soil, it's like the darkness, the feminine realm, the subconscious realm, the womb of creation. The seed goes into the soil. We don't know what's happening down there. And if we try to pick around and dig around and, check out the progress, all we're going to do is either kill the seed or delay the process of growth. And so the Knight of Pentacles, as part of your guidance to move through any challenges, is quite simply patience. Patience and perseverance through the unknown, through the process of gestation and growth, just like being a woman and bearing a child. You don't know what's going on in there, just like you don't know what's going on in the soil. You have to be faithful to the process of nature. Just like with manifestation, the process of the laws of the universe. We don't know everything. We don't even know how our own heart beats. We don't know how the sun rises and sets every day. We don't know barely anything. All right. So we do have to just know how laws work. Like, we know gravity exists. We know electricity exists. Like, we just know these things. We utilize them. We don't try to control every bit of the process. We just know, kind of how things work and kind of how we need to integrate ourselves into working with it and making use of it. So the guidance that your loved one wants you to receive right now to overcome your challenges is to have more faith. And with faith comes patience and expectancy of divine timing, and knowing that even sometimes what seems like a delay to you is just the the puzzle getting pieced together in a miraculous way. And you have to know that the universe loves to surprise and delight you. That's why what you want to receive happens when you least expect it, because you've let go of control. And now the universe can give you a beautiful surprise where it also feels tickled by your delight. Okay? All right, beautiful soul, let's answer this question again. What guidance does your loved one want you to receive to overcome any challenges on your path? You have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is about being a sensitive, open-hearted dreamer of the miraculous. This is like if pigs could fly energy, if anything was possible, and I do mean anything. The Page of Cups is like this dreamy Piscean energy that knows illusions are real, that whatever it imagines, whatever it dreams, it can accomplish, it can manifest into reality. So allow yourself to be an open-hearted dreamer. Allow yourself to believe in miracles, because miracles are not as mysterious or rare as we think them to be. Miracles are simply aligning yourself, your belief, your feeling, your thoughts, your entire being, aligning your being with the infinite universe. You are a co-creator with this life force energy. And when you fully, fully inhabit that awareness, you become a creator of the miraculous. And therefore, it just becomes like a way of life for you. And so, your loved one is saying at this time that in order to overcome the challenges that you might be facing so that you can manifest your greatest desired outcome, it's time to allow yourself to believe in miracles and to believe that what you might have previously thought to be impossible is possible. And the minute you fully accept that and open your heart to that reality, and then are patient and perseverant with overcoming doubts every day by just feeling into what if that was true? What would I feel like today? What would I be doing right now? What would I be saying right now? Where would I be going right now? What would the version of you that already has what you want be doing, feeling right now? And lastly, just allow yourself to move on from the pain of the past. That story simply made you better, stronger, wiser, more resilient. It did not define your future in the least. All right, beautiful soul. So now let's take a deeper look at what your loved ones suggest you pay attention to at this time so that you can manifest it. Okay. What does your loved one want you to pay attention to manifest at this time? We have the Hermit. The Hermit is about spiritual solitude. It's about seeking the light within. So basically, your loved one is saying, focus on your own internal truth. Don't feel the need to conform to external pressures, what your parents think, what your friends think, what your community or society or government or country or the entire world believes or accept. You don't have to accept it. So what you want to be true for yourself, because it comes from this internal compass. Let your internal compass guide you in order to fulfill the manifestation of your deepest heart's desires. Because this is the black sheep's path. You don't have to stay a black sheep. I myself have had to redefine the story of being a black sheep, because now the very people in my life who doubted me or thought I was crazy or thought I was just going down the complete wrong path of what I was supposed to do are now saying the same things, apologizing for how they behaved before. It's a complete 180 from what they thought and believed. So the point is no matter what the external pressures or societal expectations of you are, your purpose and destiny in this life is to always follow your internal compass, no matter what. And when you can do that, you will create change. You will create ripples of change in your personal life that extend to your immediate family, friends, and even other people who are drawn to you by the example of your light. So focus on your internal compass. Let your truth and light guide you forward, no matter what anyone else says or thinks. The path of freedom is really not caring anymore what anybody thinks of you. You have to know, trust, believe, have the most faith in anything that you can possibly have in yourself. And that will improve every other outcome, every other relationship, every other situation in your life will improve if you love and believe in and have faith in yourself without the need for external approval or validation. All right, let's answer this question again. What aspect of your life does your loved one want you to pay attention to for personal growth and manifestation of your goals and dreams? The Three of Swords. Interesting. Let me clarify. The Three of Swords is about heartbreak and loss. So what do they want you to pay attention to specifically related to that? The Ace of Pentacles. Plant the seed of a new beginning in your heart related to love. If this is romantic love for you specifically, Don't focus on the heartbreak. Focus on the seed that you are planting. What do you want? Not what has happened. Don't expect the same outcome. Expect what you want. Be a dreamer. Be open hearted. Expect miracles. Expect what you thought was impossible to be possible and plant the seed of faith in your heart. So, what do you want for romantic love, your love life? What dream? What is the wildest case scenario that you would love to come true for your love life, or your friendships, or your community, or your family? Take what resonates for you personally and what's most important related to relationships and your heart and who you love and how others love you and see you. If you validate yourself, others that validate you will be drawn to you. You don't need to seek it or perform for it or overgive for it. It will find you. You will create it. But just like that Ten of Swords reverse that's right above it, you have to be willing to pull the swords out of your heart, out of your back, to plant a new seed of what you deeply desire. All right, beautiful soul. Now let's answer the question, what is one thing your loved one wishes they could say to you right now? What does your loved one wish they could say to you right now? We have the Four of Pentacles. Let me clarify. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on to wealth or resources in a way that makes you feel stable and secure. This can also sometimes be about holding on to people, places, or things sometimes too tightly. So let me clarify. What do they wish they could say to you right now? We have the King of Pentacles. Ooh. So the King of Pentacles, if you are a divine masculine, this is about being a loyal lover, leader, provider, being stable, being capable, having vision, and being able to provide intimately for everything that you are creating, taking responsibility for your relationships. If you are loyal to real lasting security always comes from within and is then externalized without. So it's basically a decision. And if you are a divine feminine and you want a divine masculine like this in your life, who is loyal to the security, their inner security, and the responsibility that they hold to sustaining the security of their loved ones as well. If you want a divine masculine like that, then remember the previous advice as well about needing to, if you are a divine masculine and you want this for yourself, taking the swords out of your back of the pain of the past or the trauma or the limitation or the hesitation to be that and to fully embody that. Remove that old story, remove that pain, accept that as a lesson for growth and move forward. And if you want that as a divine feminine for yourself, you also have to be willing to surrender the old story of the masculine that you had previously that was incapable of that. It doesn't mean that you are incapable of receiving that. It doesn't mean that other masculines are incapable of being that. It means you have to surrender the victimhood or the identity and allow the true security that's based on validation deep from within, on inner direction, inner compass, on being stable within, creates stability without. And it requires a decision to be that or to receive that. Let's get some more clarity here. Oop, that came out immediately. So we have the Queen of Swords. So I am getting the sense that this overall, for many of you, is about manifesting divine feminine and divine masculine relationships, basically spiritual power couple energy. And so here we're manifesting a divine masculine of integrity, inner and outer security, responsibility for maintaining the relationships, being loyal, being a leader, being a provider. But all of that starts from security within. But then also we have the Queen of Swords, which is about emotional detachment, not being motivated by seeking emotional security outside of yourself. The Queen of Swords is so clear because she's also rooted in her divine masculine energy. She is balanced as a feminine and a masculine. So she doesn't need to seek emotional validation or security from that masculine because she has that within herself. She's comfortable with her left brain energy. So she sees with discernment. And because she's so discerning, but also intuitive, she can be emotional. This is not saying to not be emotional or not, be sensitive or be feminine. But it's saying that if the King of Pentacles, who can be a provider and a leader and be responsible to all of his relationships, is also rooted in his feminine because he has the emotion of that love that wants to root in and not run away or escape. But it's also based on this balanced feminine who's not trying to coerce or needs the King of Pentacles to provide for her emotional safety. It's an equal and balanced playing field where both energies are completely balanced within the individual. So they're not seeking that other person to balance it out for them, which basically just creates division in relationships and creates trauma and creates fear of unity. You have to find that unity within yourself and balance the masculine and feminine aspects within yourself. And then naturally, everything else will fall into place. So basically, what your loved one would say to you if they could is that, for all energies on the planet, divine masculine, divine feminine, to find unity, they have to find security within themselves and stop seeking security in the world. So even if this is not about love, if this is manifesting travel, if this is manifesting a car, if this is manifesting your big dream and big life goal, at the end of the day, all of these aspects are about unifying the divine masculine drive for creation and the divine feminine resting and creating from stillness and allowing the darkness and the unknown to unfold of its own accord and co-creating with the mysterious. All of that takes being secure and stable within yourself without needing to force or drive progress because you are stable and secure, safe within yourself. Now let's take a look at the question, how does your loved one want you to connect with their energy in your everyday life? How does your loved one want you to connect with them in your everyday life? Beautiful, through balance, just like I suggested. Temperance card is about walking the middle path. When you have security within yourself, when you feel safe because you have developed that within through finding your internal compass and letting that guide your way every step of the way, not needing proof or validation from anything external. Now you don't become frightened by the situations that are challenging in your life. You accept that they are ultimately for your personal growth. And you also don't become addicted to seeking pleasure or need for comfort or need for your external reality to be everything that you want it to be. You're basically just putting one foot in front of the other, feeling emotional safety and security within yourself, knowing that everything good or everything bad that happens, it's all the same. You don't need to force or coerce life. You're just here now. So, presence. being completely present. I personally love being outside, whether it's in my yard or at a recreational area, at a nice park or the ocean, wherever it is, as long as I'm in nature and I'm just still, I can watch the bugs, watch the birds, watch the breeze and feel the breeze and listen to the breeze as it flows through the trees. In those moments, I'm able to tap into this energy of bliss that I can't find anywhere else. It's a thoughtless, timeless space that I can only experience when I'm in nature and I'm just observing what's happening. And so I'm getting that similar energy that if you are able to more readily and intentionally find moments of presence in your everyday life where maybe you just go for a walk and instead of scrolling or listening to something on your phone, listening to music or a podcast, you're just observing, looking at the people, looking at the cars, looking at the animals or the clouds or the sunset. In those moments of stillness and presence, that is where your loved one will be with you. And I just got the image of them walking next to you as you're taking that walk or as you're in nature or wherever you are practicing presence. I just got the image of your loved one sitting right next to you. And so, even in those moments, if you want to think of them or talk to them or ask them for advice, they will be with you. And the more still and present you are, I just got the thought also that they will communicate to you through signs in nature. So if there's a particular bird or other animal or an insect like a butterfly or a bee or something that draws your attention, then that will be a sign that your loved one is there with you in that moment. Let's get another card for this question. How does your loved one want you to seek their energy in your everyday life? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So the high priestess is about your intuition. So when I was suggesting that when you're in nature or practicing moments of presence, and if you want to communicate to your loved one at that time, just say hi to them, tell them you love them, or even ask them for help. The way they will communicate back to you is through your intuition. So if you allow yourself to open up your inner ear, you could hear their voice or you could hear the words that they might say to you, like the things that they used to say to you before. This same card came out in the same position in the first reading. So it's a similar thing that loved ones are saying, that if you want to communicate with me, I'm here. If you want to feel my energy, just think of me. I'm still alive spiritually. I'm still here. I still want to help you. And I'm closer to you than I ever was before. So you can listen to that inner voice to receive a direct message from them, or you can still tap into your intuition by seeing the external, the signs, the synchronicities, the numbers, the song on the radio, the animals, what have you, whatever sign or synchronicity resonates the most with you. That's always communication that is intuition based. It takes being aware enough of the patterns that keep happening where you say, wait a minute, why does this keep happening? And then that allows you to continue to develop that gift, that intuition of inner knowing that is less direct and obvious communication. So we also have the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. And this again answers the question how they want you to seek their energy in your everyday life. The Three of Pentacles is about building community, working towards a goal with a partner or, a group of people who have a common destiny or direction. We have the Page of Swords, and this is about curiosity, intellect, learning. So basically, learning about how you can build a long-term goal or vision with another person is something that they want you to focus on at this time. Let me clarify this energy because it does remind me of what I was suggesting earlier about manifesting divine masculine, divine feminine unity within and in your relationships. So I feel like that's how they want you to seek their energy, is knowing that as you learn how to build partnership, they will be with you, helping you do that. I'm almost getting the energy of like God being the third person in your relationship. Your loved one wants to be like that energy as well. So I'm reminded that in relationships, true unity, there's always a third element present, because there has to be this aspect of higher perspective of, it's not about you versus them. It's not about your needs and your wants versus their needs and their wants. It's about how can you bridge the gap and continue to find unity despite the challenges, because every even healthy relationship is going to have challenges, but it's about being able to have a higher perspective that continually allows the overcoming of those challenges rather than allowing the challenges to divide you. So, yes, I'm getting the sense that if you need help in your relationships, allow your loved one to be the third element that helps you hold it together. And if you need help or guidance in that area on how to do that, that's when you can practice what I was saying earlier, going into nature or simply taking a walk or being in your yard and just observing, trying to be in a thoughtless, timeless, present state, and then allowing them to communicate to you through your intuition and signs and synchronicities on how to move forward in that relationship or that situation in order to continue to progress. They don't want you to feel like you're alone. You always can ask them for their support, their comfort, their guidance. So always remember that in your everyday situations, you're not alone. You don't have to feel weighed down by challenges. You always can ask them for their support and their assistance, and that's going to help you move through challenges in a way that is just much more harmonious, just like that temperance card. You know, yes, there will be challenges. And yes, there will be great times as well. But either one of those situations is not what human life is about. It's about just navigating everything with grace and awareness. We're not here to seek comfort. We're here to continue to evolve and grow and follow our own inner compass, to shine our light with grace and authenticity and trust and faith. That's what we're here to do. So, yes, in order to experience more healing, harmony, balance, peace, success in every area of your life, ask your loved one for their guidance, their support, their assistance, and then allow the signs and synchronicities to communicate to you through your intuition, and you will know that you're never alone. All right, beautiful soul. The last question we are going to ask is, what reassurance does your loved one want to send you off with, no matter what you're facing at this time, no matter how good, how bad, in between it is? What reassurance do they want to offer you? We have the Devil and the Two of Pentacles. Very interesting energy. The Devil is about sometimes being trapped by negativity. This could be about literal addictions or just being addicted to the story of suffering. And the Two of Pentacles is about juggling responsibilities. But I am getting the sense in this case, this is about juggling two different paths in life. You could go the way of the devil, or you could go the way of the world. You could go the way of the Ten of Swords, or you could go the way of temperance. The reassurance that your loved one basically wants you to understand at this time is like you have the power to choose. That's what manifestation is about. It's not about just life is sunshine and roses all the time. It's like, no, I get to choose my reality. I get to choose based on, if I'm going to continue to replay the story of my suffering, or if I'm going to accept, just like the caterpillar and the death card, that was just one part of my story that I can use to redefine the next part of my story. I can use that contrast as clarity. I can use what I don't want or what happened or what went wrong as clarity of what I'm going to focus my energy on. I'm going to turn my back to that and I'm going to focus my energy on the exact opposite of what I want to happen. So the reassurance that your loved one is giving you at this time is like, you have so much more power than you really know. And the minute you accept that and choose that, your path changes. What you give your energy to and focus on, that's the path that you are building. You have the power. It's never too late. Never too late. No matter what age or stage of life you are in, it's never too late. This is not like, oh, I'm an old dog and I don't have new tricks. No, you're one new thought, one new decision away from a whole new reality. That's what your loved one is saying right now. Let me get another card for this question. What reassurance does your loved one want to send you off with? We have the Page of Pentacles. So yes, this is about, being a student of life, being a student of the laws of the universe, and planting the new seeds, the new path, the new identity, and reaping that reward, reaping that opportunity. And the Page of Pentacles is about expecting a new opportunity in your love life, in your career, in your finances, personally, overall, a new exciting opportunity that will feel rewarding and feel fulfilling is yours. Once you plant the seed, you don't dig it up. You water it, you nurture it, you expect, you have faith that life is going to just do what it does, and you are going to benefit from the beautiful abundance that we exist in, that we thrive in. If you subtract humans and the way humans think and act, everything is in perfect harmony. So if we can coexist in that perfect harmony and choose that versus the so-called devil, the negatives, you think the animals are or the plants are worried about the negatives? No, they are not built to focus on that. They just are in harmony with the laws of nature. Whatever happens to them, if it's challenging, they get through it. They shake it off and they continue doing what they do. All right, my beautiful soul, I do hope that you resonated with this reading, that it served you and gave you some comfort and guidance from your loved one at this time. If you do resonate and you want to claim this message for yourself, comment a plant or seedling emoji down below. Also, like this video, and if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe as we release new readings every week you don't want to miss. And in the event you would like a deeper personal reading from me, there's a link available in the description box below to book that at any time. And until the next time I get to read for you, beloved, I am sending you so much peace and love. Welcome in card number 3. You were drawn to the Protection Spell Jar, as well as the card Star Seer. So the overall message with this card that your loved one wants you to receive is that this is about the journey not going as planned, but the outcome being better than you ever thought possible. When you set your dreams and intentions, internal or external shifts may need to occur before you start to see results. Outdated doors may need to close. Ideas that may be holding you back might need to transform. Life's winding roads may make it seem as though you are off the path at times, despite how right your decisions may feel. Trust and know that your higher self may have bigger plans for you. There might be some adventures on the way or not. The road you take depends on how ready you are and the distance between your current life and the one you are dreaming into being. This card depicts intuition as a goddess. She is lifting you out of the clouds of confusion and mind noise and showing you the clear way forward. She is your higher self and can see your great potential. Trust your instincts and have faith in your dreams. You are already on your way. All right, beautiful soul. So, the overall message your loved one wants you to receive at this time is that even though sometimes the path may look uncertain, unclear, or even like you're taking steps backward, know that this is all part of the dance. This is all part of your personal growth. And sometimes backward steps are necessary to move you forward. But as long as you set your intention and you have faith and trust in your higher self and your intuition to guide you forward, even what looks confusing, uncertain, or even backwards, you know it's helping you move towards your greatest unfolding destiny. So overall, your loved one is saying, don't worry, you're still on the right path, no matter what it looks like at this time. So let's take a deeper look and see what more your loved one wants you to know about your life path at this time. We have the moon. What a perfect card to start this reading. So the moon is about the subconscious realm where your dreams are taking shape according to a deeper perfection than is, understandable by the conscious mind. This is about secrets, dreams, illusions. This is about all of the information that we need to uncover like buried treasure, using our intuition as our guide. So, the overall message that your loved one is suggesting at this time is that you need to allow what is buried in your subconscious to come forward and then allow your intuition to help you sift through the pain, the trauma, the beliefs and the feelings that might be tied to external progress or external validation or societal expectations or beliefs. It's time to sift through all of that and find the buried treasure of your authentic self, what and who you really are, so that you can use that treasure to allow you to move forward authentically. Because when we want to manifest, the first step is shadow work. The first step is uncovering everything that we believe that is opposite to what we want and redefining and reprogramming our subconscious to believe what is true about where we want to go. So it is a journey. And basically, the moon is saying, there's some sifting that needs to be done now to uncover the buried treasure. And sometimes that does look like moving backwards, because sometimes you have to go into the past and find what you might still be holding on to that's weighing you down and not allowing you to progress or move forward. And that's not anything to be afraid of or to be ashamed of. It's part of the progress. So just knowing that whatever is happening, even if it feels like you're moving backwards, you're still moving forwards. But this is just one part of the journey of your evolution, but it's not the end of the story for you. So let's get another card for this question. What does your loved one want you to know most about your life path at this time? Oh my gosh. Beautiful soul, sometimes, all the time, I am still so shocked and delighted by tarot reading. I mean, it's such a beautiful thing to know that you're not alone and you can communicate with your own intuition, knowing that there's someone listening, there's something guiding us forward. So the high priestess is just that confirmation that this time is about discernment, spiritual guidance by trusting your path, no matter what unfolds. So, yes, you are being guided to uncover the buried treasure of who you are through this shadow work period, or through sifting through the depths of your subconscious mind and plucking out the root of beliefs that you may not even know how they got there, but just through the process of living and learning, some stuff got stuck in there that you need to go through and see, okay, what's worth keeping and what's worth redefining. All right. So overall, this is a powerful time for the development of your intuition and trusting your divine feminine essence. Even if you're a masculine energy dominantly, we all have that feminine energy. And it's by allowing ourselves to root into and trust that aspect of ourselves that has a deeper knowing than what our conscious mind is capable of fathoming. That's what's developing for you at this time. And yes, I have to remind you that this process can sometimes feel scary, and even like, you're on shaky ground, or even like, you're on a boat that just keeps rocking. It can feel destabilizing, is the word I'm looking for. But the purpose of that is for you to withdraw so much energy and needing to know or needing to control, and being more in tune with the feminine self that manifests through the process of darkness and uncertainty. Let's get another card for this question. What does your loved one want you to know most about your life path at this time? We have the Justice card, and the Justice card is about karma. It's about reaping what you sow. And we are always manifesting. We are always creating our reality. And karma is either quote unquote good or bad, depending on what we're putting our energy into. If we're putting our energy into what we don't want, if we're putting our energy into what we're afraid of or what makes us insecure, we are going to create quote unquote negative karma, because that's where our focus is. If we are focused on the positives, what we want, the potentials of what's possible, and redefining our beliefs and our feelings and our thoughts every day in alignment with that, then we will create positive karma. Karma is just a consequence of your repetitive thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions. So your loved one is simply reminding you that if you want positive results, if you want positive karma, you have to take a deep look in your subconscious mind, which is the soil of your reality, the soil of your existence is your subconscious mind. You have to take a look at what seeds you've been planting there, what thoughts you've been thinking every day, what feelings you've been feeling every day, how that's been contributing to your actions. What do you really believe about yourself, about love, about your finances, about your identity, your life path? What do you really believe? And how many of those beliefs are actually serving you? Because are they what you want to happen? Or are they just things that have happened in the past that have become buried within your subconscious mind? And because they've been buried there so long and you haven't dug in to see what's there, are they just by default creating negative karma or negative consequences or negative outcomes because you're not even aware of what you're thinking or feeling consistently enough? So that's why when you first start learning about the law of attraction and manifestation, it actually feels and looks like things are getting worse. It's actually because for the first time, you're sifting through what you believe and you're trying to redefine or reprogram those beliefs. And what that does is starts to show you where you don't actually believe that to be true. So if you want love and you've been burned by love, or there's no lover in sight, when you start to affirm, I and my soulmate are one, or I have the love of my life right next to me, if you don't believe that to be true, you might feel it in the pit of your stomach. And that's often how your subconscious mind will communicate with you, is through body responses. So when you try to set your intentions and make your affirmations to redirect your focus towards what you want, pay attention to your body responses. If your body twitches, if your heart palpitates, if your stomach, feels upset, any negative feeling in your body is your subconscious mind saying, nope, you don't believe that to be true. And so we often have to go general. Abraham Hicks often talks about going general when you're setting your intentions, because you can't go from 0 to 60 in a minute if you've been stewing in negativity for most of your life. So you have to make more general intentions of just being accepting of love. Maybe work on self-love first. Start with your self-worth. Do you feel worthy of love? Do you love yourself? If you don't, then you're never going to be able to attract someone who loves you the way you want to be loved if it doesn't come from within. The same is true for your finances. If you want to be a millionaire, but you have trouble paying your bills, you have to start feeling secure where you are with what you have, and not needing the amount of money that you have to make you feel safe. And so that's what true manifestation is about. It's about taking a deep look about what you think and feel about what you want, and reprogramming your energy, redefining your belief system so that you can allow it to unfold. And that's justice. The universe created a inbuilt justice system. It's all based on our energy. It's all based on what we're thinking and feeling. And life just automatically aligns with that. So that's the overall energy that your loved one wants you to be aware of at this time regarding your life path and moving forward towards being a conscious co-creator of your dreams and your reality. Now let's answer the question, what guidance does your loved one want to give you regarding the challenges that you're currently facing? We have the Three of Wands. This is about being on the verge of manifesting and preparing yourself to move towards the reality of what it is that you're creating. However, this is about knowing that there's more information, there's more steps, there's more to be done, because this card means that you've done the work, you've started the process, but now you have to allow the universe to line itself up with the work that you're doing. So this is about divine timing, the patience and the perseverance. We are a society that loves instant gratification, but that's not how the universe works. That's not how nature works. Nature is very patient, very methodical. Every year, the process is still the same. You plant the seed, you water it, you nurture it. It takes some time, and then you reap the rewards, the harvest of all the work that you've done. So you can't expect that once you set an intention that it's going to happen right away, because there is a process of refinement, refining your energy, refining your beliefs, refining your actions, refining your feelings. And also, part of the process of divine timing, I was just inspired. I just feel like God inspired me to say that instant gratification is a lie. And that's why manifestation takes some time, because y'all need things too fast. Like, God is like, why do you need things so fast? That is from a place of insecurity. Needing instant gratification means you're insecure. Because remember, the last thing that you wanted, that you got, how long did you actually appreciate it? Do you even remember? there's so many things we want, there's so many things we pray for, there's so many things we manifest, and then within days, weeks, or months, we forget to even be grateful for them. So the universe, your loved one, is saying instant gratification, that that's nonsense. You don't need that. True security, true wealth, true love is resting in the inherent present reality of perfection. That's why even when it looks like you're going backwards, you're going to sift through the muck to get to the buried treasure. Even when you're doing all that, you have to rest in the inherent perfection of your being and in the perfection of the universe. It's all working, it's all going according to plan. So the Three of Wands is about resting in the divine timing, the period that it takes for more of the puzzle to get put together. And then some information will be brought to you or some inspiration will occur that will show you what is next for you. Okay? So basically, your loved one is saying, don't worry, you're doing the work. The process is unfolding. You may not see the results right now, but more information will come to you in the near future that will allow you to know that, yes, you are still on the right path. Let's get another card for this question. What guidance does your loved one want you to have to overcome any challenges you're facing at this time? Beautiful. We have the Four of Wands. So this is a steady progression from dreaming, setting your intentions, watering your seed, nurturing it with faith, moving to the Four of Wands, which is the celebration where everybody gets to see the fruits of your labor, where now your community can celebrate with you, or the manifestation of your love life grows and blossoms into engagement and marriage and celebration with your family and your community. Or now you get to celebrate your new raise or your new promotion over drinks with your friends. Or now you get to invest in the dreams of your family or your community, and you get to enhance the prosperity of everyone you love. The overall guidance that your loved one is sharing with you to overcome your challenges is that, yes, you will see, and your loved ones, your community, your friends will see the reaping of the positive karma, the reward for the shadow work that you're doing will become a visible reality. The love will be yours, the success will be yours, the community will be yours, and it will be a visible reality that can be shared with others that are important to you. Let's get another card. What guidance does your loved one want to give you in the face of your challenges at this time? We have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is about betrayal, loss, could be the end of a job, the end of a relationship, a path that ended without us expecting that it would. Let me clarify. What does your loved one want you to know about the Ten of Swords? We have the Ace of Cups. Amazing. So the pain of the betrayal or the ending that you didn't expect, that's not all for you. You have an opportunity for your heart to just feel so enlightened, so in love, so excited, so free in any area that you need most right now. Expect your heart to feel uplifted, like the feeling of springtime where life is beginning again. Expect, yes, expect a regenesis in your heart space. Allow what was to be fertilizer for something so much more beautiful to grow in your heart. All right, beautiful soul. Now, let's find out, what area of your life does your loved one want you to most focus on at this time for your personal growth? we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is about seeing your reality, seeing your life, seeing your circumstances, everything from the highest vantage point possible. This is also about not being bogged down by the weight of your emotions, because sometimes that Ten of Swords energy can trap us in the emotional turmoil of the past. And that prevents us from being able to move towards and create the reality that we desire. That's why shadow work is so important. That's why the moon is so important, because those emotions can get trapped in the soil of our subconscious mind unless we take the time to go in there and sift through what we are believing and uproot the weeds of what we don't want to continue to manifest. That emotional disturbance will fester and by default create circumstances that are opposite of what we want. So what your loved one wants you to focus on at this time is mental clarity and discernment that is less emotional and more about being almost like an investigator, or someone who, I forget the name of them, but they dig through the soil for artifacts and things like that. It's when you go in your subconscious mind and you're digging for buried treasure, be emotionally detached from the circumstances of your past, the pain or the endings or the trauma. Look at them with detachment so that you can see them as just experiences versus have a painful negative attachment to them. This is also about how when you look at the past, you can see with 2020 vision. As they say, hindsight is 2020. So you can find the truth of what happened. You can find the valuable lesson and the silver lining of all experiences if you can see how they served you, even that betrayal, even that ending, no matter how difficult the circumstance was, whatever it was, you can always find clarity. You can always find what you want to choose from that experience based on the contrast, the pain, seeing what didn't work, seeing what you don't want. See with 2020 vision through the BS and the pain of the past and pick out from that experience what you choose and what you're going to focus on moving forward. Let's get another card. What aspect of your life does your loved one want you to focus on most for your personal growth at this time? We have the Nine of Cups, and this is about emotional fulfillment. This is the energy of your wish come true. What would it feel like if you could have whatever it is you want? If you want devoted, healthy, harmonious love, what would that feel like if you already had it? If you want expansion in your finances, whatever dollar amount, whatever lifestyle, what would it feel like if you already have that? If you want success in a particular life path or career, what would it feel like if you already had that? Buoy up that inner feeling of wealth, love, security, and well-being. That focus, that feeling will out picture. Remember, when you set an intention, when you start to affirm the reality of what you want, your subconscious mind will give you cues through your body. So if you get a gut feeling, if you get a twinge or a twitch in your body, if you feel something like a heart palpitation or whatever it is, that is your body responding. That's your subconscious mind telling you, you don't really believe this. So you can say this all you want, but deep down inside, you don't really believe this. And your feelings will tell you if you believe it. So if you want love, but you feel lonely, you're not feeling the reality of what you want. If you want money, but you feel afraid or insecure, you're not feeling the reality of what you want. If you want a promotion, but you feel incapable or insecure, you're not feeling the reality of what you want. So your loved one is saying that if you want to manifest, you have to work on feeling the reality. And if you try to set an intention and your body gives you a feeling that is opposite to what you think it would feel like if you had that, it's time to work on that area. And like I said, you can go general. If you want more money, don't jump from a negative bank account balance to millionaire status. Jump to feeling secure where you are, being grateful for what you have. Do you have a roof over your head? Start there. I am so grateful that I have this shelter, that I have a place to rest my head. You have a bed. I'm so grateful I have this place to find comfort and rest. If you have running water, some people don't have that. I have this running clean water I can drink, I can bathe. Just start with the simple things. Be grateful for what you can do. If you paid your phone bill, I'm so grateful I had the money to pay my phone bill. All right. So, the way to manifest, if you can't feel what it would feel like to be a millionaire or to be with your soulmate, start generating simple feelings of loving yourself or feeling stable and secure with even what you can do or what you have now. That's what your loved one wants you to focus on most at this time for your personal growth so that you can manifest your biggest dreams come true. Let's get another card for this question. What does your loved one want you to focus on most for personal growth? We have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is about letting your passion, your inspiration lead the way. Your loved one wants you to get excited. You know, when I first started learning about manifestation and I started thinking about what kind of feelings I wanted to feel, fun, passion, excitement was one of those feelings. And then I started to reflect on my life and think, well, what do I do for fun? And you know, I honestly couldn't even think of one thing that I did at that time of my life that was fun because I was a new mom, a new wife. I honestly was depressed by the weight of my responsibilities. And that's why I was seeking a change. I was actually starting to go inside myself and try to understand why I was feeling so miserable and how I could shift my life. And that's when the law of attraction and manifestation came into my reality. And so when I realized that I have to change how I'm feeling if I want to have a different outcome or manifest a different result, then I'm like, okay, well, fun is what I want to feel. What do I do for fun? I don't do anything for fun. I honestly, that's crazy. I don't have any fun. What is fun? What do I like? And now I started to, like I said, what you have to uncover, you have to sift through everything and find the buried treasure of your authentic self so that you can manifest it. So I started to think, well, if I don't even know what's fun for me now, what used to be fun for me. So then I started thinking into my past and what I did for fun before I became a mom. And I remembered I love music. I used to go to concerts, go to festivals. That was fun. And so I started saying, well, let me set the intention for fun and let me try and remember what fun is for me so I can manifest new opportunities. And you know, within a short period of time, a friend of mine actually invited me to a concert and it was amazing. She paid for dinner. We had amazing seats. It was incredible. And so it just reminded me that if you can focus on your passions, and if you don't even know what your passions are because it's been so long since you even thought about that or did something that was passionate, then it's time to remember. It's time to rebuild. It's time to re energize the aspects of your life that are thrilling, that are inspiring, that are fun, that are passionate. Because why do we do anything in life if it's not because we're passionate about it? So that's what your loved one wants you to focus on most at this time is to be inspired by your passions. And if you honestly don't know what that is, it's time to go on a treasure hunt. All right, let's answer the question. If your loved one could speak to you right now, what would they say? What does your loved one want to say to you right now? We have the Two of Cups. Yes. The Two of Cups is about devoted soulmate love. So some of you are wanting your soulmate. Some of you are wanting life to feel like your soulmate. Some of you are deeply desiring for life to feel devotional or to have a partner that is so deeply devoted to you. So let me clarify this energy. What does your loved one want to say to you at this time? I'm also getting the sense here, I'm reminded by card number 2. You know, some of you may want to listen to all 3 readings this week. I feel like they kind of flow into one another. But in card number 2, I said something along the lines that your loved one wants to be the third person in your relationships, or, you know, any aspect of your life that's important to you, like you and your job. Your loved one is the third person in that relationship, or you and your love life, you and your romantic partner. Your loved one is the third aspect of that relationship. Just like in the Two of Cups, you have here 2 people, and then you have an angelic presence that overlights them. In order for true union to occur in your life, you have to have the third element that helps you overcome the challenge, that you refer back to when things get hard, that you ask for support and guidance, just like thinking that God, it's you and your partner and God, you and your partner and the universe, you and your partner and your higher selves, you and your partner and your loved one. Because when times get hard, when you and your lover turn your back to each other, or any area of this your life that's most important, when times get hard and your back is against the wall and you don't feel unified with success in any area of your life, that's when you need to turn to the third aspect, whether this is God, the universe, your higher self, your angels, or your loved one. Whatever that divine third aspect resonates with you, that's when you turn to that support and that guidance and that inspiration, so that you know that even when it looks like you're going backwards, you're still actually moving forwards. So lean on divine support. That's what your loved one wants you to say. Lean on me. I'm still here. You can still communicate to me, and I will still be there to guide and support you along the way. Let's get another card. What does your loved one want to say to you right now? We have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is about conflict and competition with others. Let me take a clarifying look at this. What do you need to know about the Five of Wands? What does your loved one want to say to you right now? What would they say to you if they could? We have the Two of Wands. You know, I'm really drawn to the bird symbolism in these cards. So I'm wondering if you have or you will receive inspiration through seeing birds or seeing feathers along your path. That's just one message for you. How your loved one wants to communicate to you is through birds. So if you resonate, let me know in the comments below if that's already a sign that your passed over loved one uses to communicate with you. But let me clarify the Five of Wands and the Two of Wands as far as what they want to tell you. What does your loved one want to say to you right now? Clarify the Five and Two of Wands. We have the Strength card. The Strength card is about overcoming fear, building your sense of courage and trust in yourself, in your capacity to handle conflict. So, with the Five of Wands being about competition, your loved one is saying you don't need to fight or compete with others. You don't need to rely on other people's approval or expectation of you. You just need to focus on where you're going. So, fighting for approval or fighting to win or competing with others in a negative context is a thing of the past. Like, for instance, the dating pool. You don't need to compete with others to find your soulmate. You don't need to compete with anyone to get what you want in life, whether this is a relationship or a job. There's no competition when you're in alignment. When you are resigned to put the past behind you and focus on where you're going and continue to move towards that no matter what happens, because you're building up your strength, your inner reserve, your inner security. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. So your loved one wants to say to you at this time that your courage, your strength to overcome fear is what's most important. Stay in your lane, focus on your growth, focus on where you're moving towards. And there's no competition. There's no competition in the dating pool. There's no competition in the job pool. When you're in alignment, everything unfolds with grace. So remember what I said with this Two of Cups. Align with the destination, align with the feeling of being devoted to your outcome, and allow your loved one, your higher self, to be the third aspect of everything that you're working towards in your life, so that you can rely on them for their support and guidance, knowing that you're not alone. Okay, beautiful soul. Now we're going to answer the question, how does your loved one want you to connect with their energy in your everyday life? I did get this energy and this feeling of birds or feathers, but let's get some more clarity. How does your loved one want you to connect with them and their energy in your everyday life? We have the Ace and the Three of Pentacles. Through what you are building. I am again reminded of your loved one wanting to be the third aspect of anything you create in your life. And it reminds me again of this Three of Pentacles. Life is about co-creation, okay? Look here, we have two people and then the third. I'm reminded of the Holy Trinity, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the Holy Spirit. Let the Holy Spirit, your higher self, the divine realm, guide your progress forward, okay? Guide your progress forward. So whatever you want to manifest, whatever you want to build, let the divine be the third element that guides your progress forward. You are not alone. Okay, when you plant the seed of your desired manifestation, whatever that is, ask your loved one or your higher self or God, the universe, whatever aspect of that divine realm you want to assist and guide you forward. Ask for inspiration, for protection, for support, for motivation, whatever you need, but expect that it's already done. Okay? Let's move forward. How does your loved one want you to connect with their energy and your everyday life? We have the Five of Cups. This is about grieving the loss of people, places, or things. Let me get some clarity. I do feel this is related to the grief of this particular loved one, but let me clarify. How does your loved one want you to connect with their energy in your everyday life? We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So I'm getting the sense your loved one is saying, don't focus on spilled milk, focus on owning the whole entire farm. Don't allow the past, the betrayal, the pain, the trauma, what didn't work to be your focus. The Nine of Pentacles is about reaping the reward, just like that Justice card, reaping the reward of what you've been planting. So your loved one wants you to to be with you from the stage of planting the seed all the way to the fruition, to reaping the reward of the harvest of that seed. All right. So don't allow the pain of what you've lost to be your primary focus. Allow the vision of what you're moving towards, relying on the support of the divine realm, communicating and listening and being inspired through your intuition to pull you forward. And they want you to know that they are with you every step of the way. And all you have to do is talk with them, communicate with them, ask them for help, and just know that they are with you. And also look for signs through your intuition, like the birds or the feathers or whatever sign comes to you, as confirmation that they are with you, supporting you. All right, beautiful soul, we're going to answer one last question from your loved one. What reassurance do they want to offer you about your life at this time? We have the Ace of Wands. This reminds me about the Knight of Wands, and this is about reinvigorating the spark of passion in your life, being motivated and inspired by the fire, by what excites you. Okay, so your loved one wants to reassure you that passion, inspiration, fire is building in your life. And the more you focus on that, by, like I said, what do I do for fun? What am I passionate about? If you can't answer that question, sit with it, journal about it, give yourself some time, go back to your past. What used to excite me? What dream did I bury so far deep in myself that I don't even remember it? And then allow that inspiration to motivate you and move you towards the dream that is yet unfulfilled. What reassurance does your loved one want to offer you at this time? We have the Death card. Interesting. So I am getting the sense that this is related to this particular loved one, knowing that they are still with you from the other side, that death is not an ending, it's a doorway. So even the everyday deaths that we go through, the 10 of Swords, the betrayal, the endings, the unexpected losses, those are all doorways. So the reassurance that your loved one wants you to know at this time is that all endings lead to new beginnings, because energy is never destroyed. It's always recreated, which reminds me of that Ace of Wands. That dream, that passion, that inspiration is not dead within you. It's dormant and needs to be rebirthed through your intention and your focus. And one more card. What reassurance does your loved one want to offer you at this time to help you move through life, challenges with ease and grace? We have the Eight of Wands. Yes, expect forward movement. Expect positive momentum. Expect progress and the desired outcome to manifest. Something is happening beneath the surface, just like that caterpillar who dies into a puddle of goo and is reborn into this total beautiful creature it could never have anticipated. Expect that something is happening beneath the surface that you are not completely aware of, leaning into the acceptance of the unknown, that even backward steps are part of the path forward. All right, my beautiful soul, I do hope this reading served you, that it gave you some peace, guidance, and comfort from your loved one at this time. If you resonate and you want to claim this message for yourself, comment a butterfly emoji down below and like this video now. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, as we release new readings every week you don't want to miss. And in the event you would like a deeper personal reading from me, there is a link available in the description box below to book that at any time. And until the next time I get to read for you, I'm sending you so much peace and love.